Hey everyone, it's Michael. Today we're going to be continuing the Halloween movie and book reviews and stuff from the Goosebumps channel that I run. And today we're going to be talking about one that I love so desperately. I have no other words to describe it for you. Of course, this is a video called Things Like Goosebumps, where I talk about things that are very much in the same ballpark as Goosebumps. If you like Goosebumps, you'll probably like this as well. I hadn't thought about it until about maybe a couple of weeks ago, that Scooby-Doo would be a fantastic thing to talk about here on the Goosebumps channel. For some reason, people don't talk about Scooby-Doo anymore. I know there's like a new movie coming out next year. Frank Welker's coming in and doing the show, or doing the movie and stuff. It's called Scoob, is apparently the name of the movie. They have a current cartoon going on, which they always are kind of like Power Rangers, where every year they have like a new series. There's one going on now called Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, where they have like a kind of a team-up show, kind of like they used to do with Batman and the what was the basketball group? I can't remember, but you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, this is Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. I love this. For anybody who has not seen Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, you should watch this. It's everything from genuinely funny, where I would say that it would hit any age audience. It really, anyone of any age could enjoy this film. It is fantastic. I think it was direct to video when it came out. It came out in 1998. And it's excellent. Everything about it's excellent. I cannot tell you enough that I personally think this is the best Scooby-Doo movie ever. Easily. Now, I'm not the biggest Scooby-Doo fan. I haven't watched Scooby-Doo in forever. This is about the only thing I watch usually. This, The Boo Brothers, and Season of the Witch. Or is it called Season of the Witch? The Witch's Ghost. That's what it was. I also loved Cyber Chase, or whatever it was called when I was a kid. I played the PlayStation 1 game of that too. I might still own that, as a matter of fact. But anyway, I was a big Scooby-Doo fan when I was a kid, especially of the PlayStation 2 game called like Night of a Thousand Frights or whatever it was. Scooby-Doo was fantastic in the 90s. We had so many cool things, and in the 80s you had these amazing shows like the one with Vincent Price, like Scooby-Doo and the 13th Ghosts, or the 13 Ghosts. They had the new movie that came out. You had so many cool things, man. A pup named Scooby-Doo, which is my personal favorite of the TV shows. I love the original show as well. What is Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island? If you haven't seen this particular movie, it's about an hour and 15 minutes. It's fantastic. It has a ton of people who have played in Scooby-Doo shows and TV and stuff that you'll know and you'll recognize. For example, we have Scott Innes, or Ines, I think it's Scott Ines playing Scooby-Doo, which he's played Scooby-Doo a lot, especially in the movies from like the early 2000s, late 90s, whatever they were. Billy West, of course, from Futurama, he plays Shaggy in this, which is really, really interesting. Mary Kay Bergman plays Daphne Blake, which is good as well. Frank Welker, of course, Megatron himself, plays Fred, as always, in Goosebumps stuff, or Goosebumps, Scooby-Doo stuff. You have B.J. Ward playing Velma, and yeah, that's really all the people I know off the top of my head I'm looking through. I know there's people like Tara Strong who play Lena in this as well. Tara Strong is very good here. For anybody who doesn't know who Tara Strong is, yes you do. She plays Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls, and every single voice, mostly for boy and girl characters that you've ever known. Mark Hamill's also in this as well as Snakebite Scruggs. Good old Luke Skywalker, you know. But anyway, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island is fantastic. I love it so much, and when I rewatched it last night, I realized again how much I love this episode, how fantastic it is. For anybody who hasn't seen the film, basically the mystery gang, whatever you want to call Scooby-Doo and the gang, they split up after one of their final mysteries. They're just kind of bored doing this. Mostly Daphne is kind of bored, and everybody goes their own ways. Seriously, they actually split up. They all stop hanging out. Basically, Scooby and Shaggy become airport security guards who have to take contraband and stuff. And when we say contraband, you realize at that point, when you're an adult, which I never realized this when I was a child, but when you're an adult, you realize that Scooby is basically a drug hound at that point. But they're actually stealing cheese and food and meat and stuff from people's bags and eating that. And it's so funny how they go about that scene. It's just really fun. Daphne actually becomes a journalist slash reporter that has her own like live talk show, TV show thing where she covers a lot of different things from ghosts and hauntings and stuff that may or may not be real. She kind of talks about her history with the mystery gang and the stuff they used to do, all the mysteries they'd go about. She's mostly bored with the mystery hunting stuff and trying to solve mysteries because of how every time they turn around, the person would end up just, the monster would end up just being somebody with a mask on every single time. she's kind of bored with that. And I kind of understand that too, because that's a big criticism a lot of people level at Scooby-Doo stuff all the time. And it's fine, it's a fair argument, but Scooby-Doo is very much like Goosebumps in that sense of they can be creepy, especially the old show. The old show, man, it can genuinely be creepy at times, and I love it. But Scooby-Doo doesn't always have to be like that. It can be just child-friendly and fun, like with the 13 Ghosts TV show. That was really cool in my opinion. From what I've seen of it so far. I am watching that on DVD. I hope to get a review out for that at some point. I would definitely recommend this for any time of the year. This is way more fun around like summertime, August, September, October, you know, somewhere in there. It is creepy. I do genuinely think this movie's actually kind of scary. But anyway, Fred is actually a producer on Daphne's show. He's kind of her one-man crew, if you will, like one of the characters says in the film. And then Velma has her own bookstore where she sells like mystery books and stuff, which is very fitting for Velma. And Fred decides to surprise Daphne and sneak the whole gang together, go to a trip in Louisiana, right? New Orleans. Daphne had no clue, it's her birthday, so the gang is back together and they go to Louisiana. And when they're down there, they're kind of looking around for haunted houses and stuff. They start asking around. They run into a girl at the supermarket. Well, not really a supermarket, but the farmer's market type thing in Louisiana. And this particular girl named Lena, that Tara Strong plays, like I said, she tells them that the actual place that she lives at and works for, which is just one lady that owns a place, the lady's name is Simone, this woman's house apparently is haunted of some way, shape, or form. And there's this whole thing about like a pirate ship type thing in the background of the story, but not so much. You might wonder why all of this is called Zombie Island. It plays a part in the film, and it's kind of important, but by the end of the film, you're kind of like, it shouldn't have been called Zombie Island. It should have been called something else. Zombie Island was a way of throwing some keywords out to people who saw this at the store and getting them to pick it up. It was fun, though, when I was watching the advertisements on the beginning of this VHS tape, and I actually saw an Ed, Edd n Eddy promo that I have not seen since I was a kid, probably like 8 or 9 years old. And it was talking about, like, the next season, they were going to start showing Ed, Edd n Eddy for the first time ever on TV. That was such a great moment to watch Cartoon Network and stuff. You had Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Edd n Eddy, so many great things. Johnny Bravo, man, how can you not love old Cartoon Network? But anyway, I just wanted to geek out a little bit on that nostalgia I had watching this last night. But the gang gets together, and there may possibly be a real haunting this time. It might not just be somebody with a mask on this time around, which interests Daphne, and they do a whole lot of stuff here. I think you would appreciate this episode more, or this movie, if you will, more if you had grown up on it, and then got to see it again as an adult. But I personally think it's so fantastic that anybody of any age group can enjoy it. One of the best things about this episode is the music. The music is so good. Everything from the little Louisiana melody they play, it's kind of like a down-home country song, sort of. Kind of exploration type stuff. It's really good, but then they have like this couple of songs that are actual rock songs I guess they made for the movie. I don't know what band made them, but there's like this one song called The Ghost Is Here or something like that. It's really good. There's like a great montage sequence at the beginning of the film that's like a haunted house castle thing up on a hill, kind of like the Haunting of Hill House type thing. So many cool things like that in this movie. The montage sequences, the chase sequences, all that stuff. But like I said, be wary, because this is genuinely scary. This is not your dad or your grandfather's Scooby-Doo show. This is something that I personally think is genuinely scary. There are moments in this that will make you jump, will kind of creep you out, especially, for example, these zombies, right? There's kind of just one voice actor doing the noises for the zombies in the show, and it's creepy. It is a creepy noise. I don't want to do my own impersonation because I don't want to ruin it for you, or possibly contaminate it where you don't want to see the film, if it happens to be a bad impersonation. But it is the most horrifically under-the-skin noise that I've ever heard in my life, and it makes the whole episode worth watching because of that alone. But like I said, there's so much going for this. This is probably the best color style, like the color choices and stuff, how they painted out the pictures here for this animation. I have to say, this has to be possibly the most beautiful looking Scooby-Doo film ever, or Scooby-Doo product for that matter ever. This and The Witch's Ghost, I would say, are easily the best looking Scooby-Doo stuff ever produced. Ever. And what makes it even more exciting about Zombie Island, they just had a new movie come out this week called Return to Zombie Island. I'm about to go watch it in a moment. I might have a review up tonight, I might not. But I'm so stoked to see Return to Zombie Island. I hope it's good. I hope and pray it's good. It has good reviews so far, from what I can tell. I haven't watched anything to find out what it's about. I'm assuming it's just going back to the same place. I'm assuming because of what the back pictures look like on the back of the box. I didn't even read the box. I just picked up Return to Zombie Island. I just literally saw it in the store. I read the cover title, and I just grabbed it. But yeah, this episode was so good. All of the performances are great. This mystery felt so different and unique and so much more of a standout compared to so many other Scooby-Doo things out there in the world. If you're a big Scooby-Doo fan and you for some reason have not seen On Zombie Island, you're missing out. This is an incredible film. One of my favorite animated movies of all time. I would say this is one of the best animated movies, easily, hands down, ever. And you could not pick a better time of the year to watch it. It's right now between that summer and fall time. It's more of fall right now, but it still kind of has those hot days right now where I live. So it feels like I'm in Louisiana. But it was so good, and I adore it. I love even the little things about the story, like, for example, the lady Simone that owns this house that may or may not be haunted has a bunch of cats. And for some reason, Scooby all of a sudden does not like cats, and he is not friendly to these cats, and he will chase them and destroy the entire yard up. It's great. I love the episode so much. The humor is fantastic. The writing for the characters are fantastic. The music, like I said, is amazing. The animation style is amazing. I love the new character designs for the costumes. Well, not costumes, but they're just their general outfits. Like, Daphne's wearing kind of a reporter's outfit and stuff. I think Velma's wearing her regular clothes. Shaggy and Scooby are dressing regularly, as always. Not that Scooby wears clothes. But Fred's wearing like a, kind of like a, if you had action figures of Fred Jones, this would be the Louisiana Fred. You know, he's wearing like a vest and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. But anyway, what are your thoughts on Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island? Put your thoughts in comments down below, folks. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Again, if you're a big Goosebumps fan, don't discount what Scooby-Doo has done sometimes. This is fantastic. I guarantee, I will promise you as a matter of fact, if you love some Scooby-Doo, or if you just like some Scooby-Doo, if you're a big fan of Goosebumps, regardless of what it is, whether it be the books, the films, anything, I promise you'll love this. It is amazing, it's fun, it's scary, it's adventurous. Really good finale. I think the finale is one of the best parts of the entire movie, in my opinion. But it has so much to keep you interested through this entire film, and the pacing is perfect, by the way. So anyway, have you seen Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island? Put your thoughts and comments down in the comment section down below, folks. I would love to hear what you have to say about this, about my review, about all of this stuff, because of how much this movie means to me. I do want to review some more Scooby-Doo stuff. I have a lot of things, movie-wise and TV-wise, I'd like to talk about during this month with, you know, Halloween coming up next month, and this is September, so it's kind of in that fall area. But I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and this is just one of those many things I wanted to discuss so desperately because of how much I love this movie, and have always loved this movie since I was a child. I would have been about 4 when this came out, and I have owned this VHS since I was about 4 or 5, and I love it. It's amazing. Anyway, thank you for watching. May the Lord Jesus Christ bless you guys today. If I had to rate this film on a 5-star basis, it's easily getting a 5 out of 5. It's perfect. It's perfect as a Scooby-Doo film, as a kids horror film, anything like that. It's just a great movie all around. Anyway, thank you for watching. God bless you today, and goodbye.